Trust me, there are very, very few things in chemistry that are refreshingly simple. However, native elements actually are the purest breed of simple in this context. So, to the point that any child could really understand this, so don't panic. Largely because most minerals are chemistry almost deliberately trying to be complicated, and I mean that quite literally. Because when you look at most minerals, you are looking at a combination of different elements that have joined together by virtue of complex physical processes, and then they've bonded together with even more complex processes, and are generally an amalgam of various ingredients from the periodic table. Calcium and carbonate, silicon and oxygen, iron and sulfur, different ingredients combining together, creating something entirely new. But then we have native elements, and they are strange exceptions because these are minerals where the ingredients list is basically just one thing. That is it. The mineral and the element are essentially the same thing, and that is actually a pretty unusual situation within mineralogy, because most elements do not like existing on their own in stasis. They're generally more social. They react, they bond, they combine with other atoms, other elements. They form compounds, which is why the majority of minerals are not just made from one element, they are a chemical partnership, a medley, an amalgam. However, some elements are different. Some elements are stable enough, or at least chemically stubborn enough, to exist naturally and independently of other elements. They exist independently and autonomously, bereft of anything else on the periodic table, and those minerals are called native elements. Now, gold is probably the best example that immediately comes to mind, and gold is actually a perfect example because it is very much chemically refusing to cooperate. Now, gold is AU. That's it. It's literally just gold. There's no oxygen, there's no sulfur, there's no complicated chemical recipe, just gold atoms that are arranged together. And this is partly because gold is what we call a noble metal, and this means that it is relatively resistant to reacting with other elements on the periodic table. It does not readily rust, it does not easily corrode. It can, in every sense of the word, sit underground for enormous periods of time and still remain recognisably gold, which is honestly quite convenient for something humans have spent thousands of years literally obsessing over. Much of colonialism was based over searching for gold. Now, most elements are much happier combining with other elements, but of course gold is only one example. Copper is another very, very good one. Now, copper can also occur as a native element. And this is actually a very interesting example because it's one that humans have used for thousands of years for various different purposes, from metallurgy to conducting electricity. A piece of copper sitting naturally in the earth is already the useful metal that we actually want. It does not need to be chemically extracted from another mineral. It is basically arriving assembled. Silver and platinum can also occur naturally as native elements as well, and these metallic native elements share some very obvious properties: metallic luster, electrical conductivity, and the ability to actually be shaped, which contains nicely to the metallic bonding episode if you've not already seen it. Because those mobile electrons we discussed in that episode are actually why these elements behave like this, or at least behave more broadly like metals. However, native elements are not just metals, because one of the most famous native elements, for example, is not actually metal at all, it's carbon. And carbon gives us the most ridiculous comparisons in all of mineralogy. Those being diamond and graphite, both being carbon. Same element, same atoms, completely different minerals. But the difference comes down to the structure, because in a diamond, each carbon atom is connected through strong covalent bonds into a three-dimensional framework. Now, this is a structure where everything is linked together, and that is why diamond is incredibly hard. However, graphite is also carbon, and it has the exact same element, but the atoms are just arranged very, very differently. Same ingredient, different arrangement, different mineral. Another very good example is going to be sulfur, because sulfur completely breaks the idea that native elements are all metals as well, because they're not. Sulfur is a non-metal in totality. It forms its very own crystal structures. It has its own properties and it exists naturally as an element, which is a good reminder that native elements are defined by chemistry and not appearance. So a mineral does not become a native element because it looks metallic. It becomes a native element because it is made from one single element. So, takeaway time, I want you to remember native elements are minerals made from one chemical element. Gold is gold, copper is copper, diamond is carbon, graphite is carbon, sulfur is sulfur, but even with only one ingredient, chemistry can create enormous variation. Because remember that mineralogy is not just about what atoms are present, it is about what those atoms are doing. How do they bond? How do they arrange? And how those microscopic decisions create the minerals we actually see. Because sometimes Earth creates complexity by combining many elements together, and sometimes it doesn't actually need to do that, it just needs one, and we call those native elements. I am very happy to announce that our educational app Salt Shack Minerals is now available for download. This large and comprehensive app not only teaches you mineralogy, but geology more broadly. It also allows you to test yourself and your understanding and your comprehension of the subject through hundreds of quizzes and games, and also allows you to curate your own collection by standardizing measurements, localities, prices, weights, and allows you to catalog everything in your collection and everything that will ultimately land in your collection. If you want to download this app, just type in Salt Shack Minerals.